folks, Jimmy here, Grain to Train, new video for you. So summer's here, people are working out and putting the finishing touches on their physique, and a lot of pool parties, vacations, all that good stuff. And people are asking me quite a bit about ab training. And one thing that I just kind of wanted to talk about are some of the biggest myths that I hear when it comes to training abs. There's so many articles, fake gadgets, promises, Instagram trainers toting the holy grail or the instant fix to getting that six-pack you want. So I just want to touch base on 3 items that if you hear, just know that they're not true. And the first one isn't really false, but it's kind of misleading. And that myth is abs are made in the kitchen. This is not true. A flat stomach is made in the kitchen. Alright, so obviously if you want your abs to show, you're going to need a certain level of body fat percent. It's absolutely true. And the way you get that is through proper diet. See, the thing is, you can get lower body fat, but if you're not training the muscles underneath to look good, they're not going to look good. Again, if you're just trying to get a flat stomach, you don't want to have the beer gut anymore, absolutely. You focus on the diet. But if you really are trying to get a nice set of abs to go along with the flat stomach, you're going to have to train. Plain and simple. Abs are made in the gym. Flat stomachs are made in the kitchen. Alright? So what you really need to do is you need to treat the abs just like you would if you were training chest or biceps or back, from a standpoint where they're going to need attention. They need to be worked. I like to recommend 2 times a week. One day of using resistance training, another day of using more body weight circuit style to train the abs. Okay? So, flat stomachs are made in the kitchen, abs are made in the gym. Myth number 2, alright, and that is if you lift heavy, you don't need to train core. I was guilty. I fell into this trap of thinking because I hate training abs. I really do. It really, I just don't like it. Never did. I used to just force myself to do it, but then I kind of fell into that habit. Well, I've been lifting really heavy, getting really strong over the past couple years. Like, I don't need to really kill myself training abs anymore. So that would just lead me to not really focusing on any sort of ab training. And what happened was, you could tell I wasn't training abs, so they just didn't look as defined. You didn't really see any real separation. I'm not saying that I looked like I had a dad bod or anything, but it just wasn't up to my standard, all right, of what I expect myself to look like. So what I had to do was I went back, bit the bullet, and I started training abs again. I gave 2 days out of the week where that was the primary focus. I treated, as a weak spot. Bodybuilders, what they'll do is they'll have their schedule, then they'll usually pick a day to work on a weak spot, give it a little extra attention. I did that with my abs, and in a couple weeks, lo and behold, they were looking the way I wanted them to look like, I could take some pictures and be confident about it, all that good stuff. And you may be wondering, well, if lifting heavy activates the core so well, which it does, why did the abs look the way that you wanted to? Why'd you have to go back to train the abs? And the reason behind that is when you're braced and you're lifting, you're bench pressing heavy, you're squatting heavy, you're deadlifting heavy, and your stomach is braced, yeah, your core is engaged, but see, the problem is it's engaged isometrically. And what that means is your muscle is contracted, but it's not going through a range of motion. So like, for example, if you flex your biceps, all right, this is an isometric contraction. I'm not moving it, I'm just flexing. All right, same sort of concept. And while isometric strength, has its purpose, if you're trying to develop a muscle, you need to go through all 3 types of contractions. Concentric, that's where you're pushing through the motion, and then the eccentric, which is the lowering of the motion. So for example, if you're squatting down, you drop down, you bend your knees, you reach your butt back until you get to parallel. That's the eccentric phase. The isometric phase is when you hit parallel, in that brief moment where you either hold it or you transition back up. When you start going back up, that's the concentric phase. So it's 3 phases. You want to go through the whole range of motion, and that's how you break down the muscle tissue, it builds itself back up, and that's how you get bigger, hypertrophy essentially. Same thing goes with the abs. So you got to train it through the whole range of motion if you want them to look good. Again, if you just care about being strong, you don't really care about having a six-pack, that's fine. Skip abs. But if you're trying to look good, this is for those looking to really tighten up down here and make it look really, really nice. You have to train them. Just like I said in myth number 1, you have to train them. There's no getting around it. All right, so even if you're lifting heavy, don't skip abs. Make sure you're doing, 2 sessions a week, like I said before. That's going to make them look their best, especially if you're lifting heavy too. So, myth number 3, you could squeeze the fat away. This one's laughable. The waist trainers, oh man, I can't believe that they stayed around as long as they have. Like the marketing behind it is brilliant because they got really people believing that they could just squeeze that fat down. It's going to just magically go away. Let me tell you something. That does not work. All right, you don't squeeze any fat away. It just makes no sense to me why people think that that's a solution. All that does is just compresses everything down. All right, so you compress everything down. And I love the before and after photos. They'll show a before photo, somebody pretty bloated, and they'll put the waist trainer on for several minutes, and they'll take it off, and they'll take a picture right afterwards. And it's like immediately 2 inches lost. Well, of course, you just squeezed everything down. Hasn't even got a chance to expand back to its normal state. So what do you think is going to happen when you're smashing your body, your belly fat into your vital organs in there? Of course, it's going to be compressed for a while. And then over time, it's going to go back to its normal state. That's why they tell you to keep wearing it. And the ones who get the real results wear it while they work out. Well, guess what? They're getting, the reason why their stomach's going is because they're training properly. It has nothing to do with the waist trainer. All the waist trainer is doing is putting unnecessary pressure on their organs, which is actually pretty dangerous when you're working out, especially if you plan on lifting heavy. I don't get that one at all. So there is no squeezing the fat away. Hate to tell you this, those of you walking around just bought your tight girls, no, it is no getting around. There's no shortcut to it. You want to lose the belly fat, you want to have a nice set of abs, diet, exercise. You see in all 3 myths I talked about training the core. You have to train it. There's some reason that there's this, popular belief that, abs can, like I said, you can get abs by doing this and doing that with little focus to training. There's people that try to convince you that that's true. And it's really not. Just like you would train any other muscle group, you have to train your abs too if you want them to look the best. All right, so again, no gimmicks. I wish I could have told you something better, but it really boils down to a simple principle. Eat right, train your core. That's how you're gonna get your stomach, looking the way you want to look. Plain and simple. All right, so I hope this helps. Summers, we still got a lot of nice days left. Keep working hard, keep working on those physiques. If you need more information on ab exercise, I have a really good ab routine on our YouTube channel. It's really challenging. I'd love to hear some feedback on it. And if you need some more guidance, check out the website, ingrainedtotrain.com. Plenty of content for you that gets you in the right direction. Thank you again for all your support.